Hmm. Okay. नमो अरिहन्ताणं नमो सिद्धाणं नमो आयर्याणं नमो उवज्जायाणं नमो लोये सवसाहूणं. जय जिनेन्द्र सभी को. I think if my video is not clear, it's probably the internet speed not so great. That happens once in a while. Okay. So last class we did chapter 6, Panch Bhav. Okay. And it's not a very trivial chapter. So I'm going to just cover some points again. You know, whatever I think could have been missed last time or you guys did not understand.
I was just going to ask if you could review some of that. So,
Right.
thank you.
So, okay. So open page 37, or I guess English, whatever page you have. So first, because we don't have a printed copy of English, so I just have the Hindi book in front of me. So the first sentence, or rather the second sentence where it says, you look in the English, I'll read the Hindi one for now. यहाँ जीव के असाधारण भावों का प्रकरण चल रहा है. Now, they may have called this, what did they call the asadharan bhav?
Distinctive dispositions.
Or extraordinary disposition.
Right. So, the ordinary or common bhav are, if you remember, we learned about astitva gun, vastutva gun, those kind of things involved both. So those are present in all dravyas. All 6 dravyas have those. Now, asadharan means these are particular to jeev dravya. So they may not exist in pudgal and other dravyas. So that's one point to be noted, that ye panch bhav, they apply to only jeev dravya. Now, what is bhav? Bha means hona. Whatever happens with us is bhav. Okay. So, now they say, okay, which are these distinct bhav of jeev? So we studied last class Opshamik, Shaik, Mishra, Odaik, Parinamik. Okay. Opshamik, Shaik, some of these were simple. Opshamik means that it is what do you call
Suppression.
Suppress.
right, suppressing the and these are all related to karma except Parinamik. Parinamik has to do with it, the original swabhav of the jeev, not the paryay. The rest 4 have to do with paryay and karma related. Okay. So you can take down some of these points, just so that you have it clear in your mind. So now we said that opshamik bhav is when the karmas are suppressed, right? Kshayik bhav is when the karmas are destroyed completely. Adaik bhav is when the karmas are in fruition. So those 3 were quite simple. Parinamik is always existing because that is the dravya ka bhav. What happens in the dravya, not the paryay. So that will always remain, whether it is ekendriya all the way to Siddha Bhagwan. The parinamic bhav will always stay constant. Now, the confusion was in the Kshayopshamik, because Kshayopshamik is Mishra, which means there is an issue there, right? Now, we also studied what applies to which bhav. If you notice in the page 39, in Hindi book and whatever it corresponds to in your PDF. So not everything applies to each bhav. Okay. So we said opshamik bhav, which means where the karmas can be suppressed. There is only two types of karmas that apply to opshamik bhav. And which are those? You can look at the book, that's fine.
Jnanavarna Dashna.
No,
Aupshamik is Aupshamik Samyaktva and Aupshamik Charitra.
Charitra, right?
Okay.
So it's not like you can, we're not here in the opshamik bhav. We are not talking about suppressing just any and every karmas. We are only talking about those two. So they apply to samyak darshan related. So this happens. So when you initially first time get samyak darshan, the darshan mohaniya karma gets suppressed. Abhi pura nikla nahi hai. It's only suppressed. So it makes you realize the soul. Right? But it may not stay suppressed for too long. And then you can come out of it. But you'll still have that taste of it, right? Because you've experienced it once. Now, charitra doesn't get completely suppressed. It's little bit, right? Because charitra starts in fourth gunsthan, but goes all the way till completes in 13th gunsthan. So now, if we look at shaik bhav, so shaik bhav means when that type of karma is completely eradicated, then what bhav do you get? So you get keval gyan when jnana varni is completely gone. You get keval darshan when darshana varniya gun is completely kshay iska ho jata hai. Kshaik dan, only those particular things apply to kshaik bhav. Is that clear?
What did I didn't understand last time too? What is meant by Shaik Dan and Shaik Lab and Shaik Bhog, like those kind of things?
Okay, those have to do with antray karma. Remember when we studied antray karma, there is 5 types of antray karma: dan, labh, bhog, upbhog, and virya. Which means antray karma is obstructing you to give dan or experience labh, any kind of gain. Or so now when that karma is completely gone, like in Aryant Bhagwan, they get Ananta Virya. So अंतराय का जब पूरा डिस्ट्रक्शन हो जाता है तब वो चीजें प्रकट में होती है.
So, matlab, what was that? What does that look like when you have, let's say, Shaik Dan? So all the Antaraya karma related to Dan is finished. So what does that mean? Like,
It doesn't mean कि Aryant Bhagwan is going to go around donating to charity.
okay.
No, that just means in their भूमिका दिव्य ध्वनि करती है. वो क्या है? ज्ञान का दान बट रहा है, right? So not all types of dan will apply to everybody. Just like when but you guys didn't attend that. I'd done I think Amit had attended something on Tyag Dharma. So if you gave, I don't know if I posted the YouTube, if you want, I'll post it if you want to see it. So उसमें दान का बताया था, there is 4 types of दान: ahar, aushadhi, gyan, and abhay. Now, Muniraj cannot give ahar dan. He doesn't own anything. So he can only give Gyan Dan and Abhay Dan. So not everything will apply to everybody. But you reach a state where all kinds of Antray Karma is destroyed. So that's why they would say, okay, now you got Shaik Dan, Shaik Lab, all those things. But basically, they have now infinite Virya, means energy in some ways to do anything they want to.
So they have infinite levels, but it doesn't mean that they're engaging in anything. So let's say
No,
they
it
have
doesn't. Of course it
Shaik
doesn't.
Bhog, Shaik Upabhog.
Basically, all it means is there is nothing stopping them. There's no
Nothing
karma
stopping them
stopping
from.
them. That's all it means. That doesn't mean they're utilizing those abilities.
Okay. If they
Okay.
had that, if that desire ever came, then nothing would stop them from getting
Exactly. So
infinite
the
amount of.
karmas that would otherwise stop them don't exist anymore.
Okay.
So same thing, Kshaik Samyaktva, right? So now they don't have any of those darshan mohniyya particles remaining. So now that Samyaktva is not going away anywhere. See, as long as it is upsham, as long as it's suppressed, it can come back. And then Shaik Charitra, which means the Charitra that was, remember, partial from fourth Agonistan all the way till 12th. Now that is also completed. So there is no karmas left to give them any Vibhav Charitra. Okay? So that is Shaik Bhav. Udaik, we know, whenever the karmas are in Uday, like Gati नाम कर्म उदय में आएगा तो नरक तिर्यंच मनुष्य देव ये चार गति में से एक उदय में आएगा उसके 21 भेद है. They're telling how where all it applies. So not all bhav will apply to all types of karmas. So something to know. Now, Adaik bhav mein there are 21 types. So it will apply to Krodh, Man, Maya, Lobh, because whenever those circumstances come, they are not letting you stop, Krodh, Man, Maya, Lobh, right? Until you get the Kshaik. Then, all those no Kashai, then Teen Ved, Krishna Leel, Kapot, those are Leshyas, Shay Leshya, Mithya Darshan, Agyan, Asayam, Asiddhat. So all those come in the Uday. उन कर्मों का उदय चलता है और तो वो सारी चीजें वैसे भाव हमें होते हैं. ठीक है?
So, go ahead. Somebody was, I was just gonna this इसमें the one that's confusing those इसमें जो शुक्ला लेश्य आता है.
हाँ.
I thought that was something that is a desirable thing in Jainism में.
No. Ultimately, nothing is desirable. Up to a point, yes. But ultimately, no. So, Muniraj, Shukla Lesya mein actually even we, there's different stages. Your jeev can also go into, like for example, fourth, Muniraj may be Shukla Lesya ho sakti hai. And then they can come back. Krishna Lesya bhi ho sakti hai. So, but कोई भी लेशिया होना जरूरी नहीं है कि डिजायरेबल है. It just happens. That's all it means. Because उदय कोई चीज का है मतलब आपके कर्म है. Is not having कर्म better than having कर्म? So then not having any of these is preferable to having them. Now, the Kshayopshamik was the little confusing one. उसमें थोड़ी mix up है. उसमें, because we are still beginning level, they simplified it to Udbhav and Anudbhav. Means किसी चीज का उदय भाव हो रहा है और किसी चीज का उदय नहीं है. Simply put that way. That is how they explained it here. But, like I think, who read? Bahubali ji, did you read last time from?
Yeah, I did read.
Right. So उसका जो detail explanation है वो थोड़ा confusing है. So maybe that's why they didn't write all those details in this book.
Yeah.
Because maybe they want you to kind of first learn on the top level and then eventually, so that there is more details to it. And I'll tell you the details, but if you don't understand at this point, it's confusing, don't worry about it, okay? तो उसका detail ये है, because the most confusing part was the क्षय part. तो उसमें क्या है, क्षय किसका होता है? Oh, by the way, सर्वघाती and
Desha.
So सर्वघाती का क्या मतलब है?
Those are completely blocked.
They completely block the good gun that were going to be present. तो अभी जैसे केवल ज्ञान केवल दर्शन है, तो अभी क्या चल रहा है हमारा? अभी वो completely blocked है. We are not able to get it right now.
For example, the Kevala Jnana, you see, Kevala
Right.
Jnana is completely blocked. Yeah.
Exactly. So, okay. So अभी हम अगर मिथ्यात्वी है, तो हमारे मिथ्यात्व का सर्वघाती का उदय चल रहा है। अब मिथ्यात्वी को सर्वघाती का सद्भाव होता है, उसका उदय चल रहा है मिथ्यात्व का। ठीक है, तो उसका उदय होना और केवल दर्शन का उदय नहीं होने पाना, उसको क्षय बोला। Okay, so if it is too confusing, just leave it. It is actually confusing. Okay. Now, upsham किसका होता है? So suppose this second samay, whatever you want to call it, the karmas come into fruition in bunches. So there were certain bunches coming in fruition, right? Next samay, next second, there was another bunch that was going to come into fruition, but it decided to suppress that one. So some came into uday, और उसमें उदय में भी क्या होता है, वो सर्वघाती बदल के देशघाती हो जाते हैं। दैट मीन्स जब सम्यक दर्शन होता है तो उसके तीन होते हैं, मिथ्यात्व मोहनीय, मिश्र मोहनीय एंड सम्यक्त्व मोहनीय। तो जो सर्वघाती था, विच मीन्स कंप्लीटली मिथ्यात्व, नो उदय ऑफ एनी काइंड ऑफ सम्यक्त्व, वो कन्वर्ट होके देशघाती मीन्स पार्शियल, वो सम्यक्त्व दर्शन मोहनीय का उदय हो जाता है। विच मीन्स सम्यक्त्व दर्शन मोहनीय का उदय, बाकी मिथ्यात्व मोहनीय एंड मिश्र मोहनीय का उपशम, तो देन द सम्यक दर्शन प्रकट हो जाता है। पर पूरा सम्यक दर्शन नहीं हुआ, इट्स नॉट क्षायिक सम्यक्त्व, सो इट्स पार्शियल। क्षायोपशमिक in some ways means anshik, partial. So because all those three things are going on in there. No, I don't know if this is the actual explanation. Now it could be more confusing for you guys, or maybe could have clarified a little bit.
I think
And
Kshay, okay. Kshay and Upsham, I mean, the last time when I read, the last time you explained the Sarvagati, the current, the Udaya of the Sarvagati is, it's been Kshaya, and the coming, the same Sarvagati, as you said, like next second is Upsham, but Deshgati is, it's arising.
is yeah, that will be experienced.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
So, as you said, like,
When I went back and looked in the book, technically there is
yeah,
nothing share.
yes,
When
yes,
I was saying to you guys the share word, which was like the nirjara, because the karmas that comes into the is getting removed,
yes,
right, from your atma. So I was using that share word for that nirjarit part, removal,
yeah,
right?
yes, yeah,
Not the real nirjara.
yeah,
But now here they're saying no. Shay is not really even removal of anything. Shay is simply कि भाई वो उसको हम केवल ज्ञान को, केवल दर्शन को उदय में नहीं आने दे रहे, उसको
yes,
ब्लॉक कर रहे हैं. That's all they mean there. और मिथ्यात्व का उदय चल रहा है. That's all it means. So okay, and I mean don't feel bad. क्षायोपशमिक word आप कितने भी सालों स्वाध्याय के बाद भी you can still get confused and still need an explanation. So if you I have this, Kirit Gosalia has written this primer, the Jain, what was this that you were reading from? Jain Siddhant Praveshika. I don't know if it's going to show up. I know this is kind of hard to see when this book, okay? This is in Hindi, and this is translated by Kirit Gosalia from Phoenix, Arizona, in English, okay? Which has all these basic terminologies, explanations of these terminologies. So if you guys are interested at some point, I can share a PDF of it. So sometimes, if you guys, because sometimes we may learn a terminology and again forget, learn and again forget. So it's a good idea to refer back and forth. Okay. So that was the overall, again, this chapter. If there is still any more questions left, just ask now. Otherwise, we'll move on to Chaar, Abhaav. Because all the other stuff was Karnanuyog, how much, Sankhya, that was simple enough.
So, but Auntie, we'll do this again, right? Like this topic, obviously, like as in another semester.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Everything gets repeated usually.
Okay.
In some other context, we'll somehow, yeah, definitely. But still, because this is I wouldn't say it's very difficult chapter, but there are some intricacies. So I would say read it and write the summary for yourself now, so you retain it. Because if you wait too long, then again, you'll forget whatever was taught in class. So this is for your own good, that if you want to kind of, and then when you write your summary, then also, again, if something is confusing, you'll be able to ask. And by the way, speaking of summaries, the other class, like I said, they did summaries on the Lakshan chapters. So, and that was the first book in your syllabus. So by now, we should have read the Lakshan, and that Lakshan summary of that book is coming up due within a couple of weeks. So you guys decided you don't want to do summaries in class, and you will see teacher summaries or any other summaries, that's fine. But you have to write your own. Okay, so if you want me to share the playlist of the student summaries from the other class, we can provide that to you. Or you have the teachers playlist. Teachers, I think they will share that playlist. So will you need that? Or you
Yeah.
stay on your
Yeah,
own?
it'll be helpful, I think, if you see it.
Okay, which one should I try to find out? I can either the teachers one should be let's
I
see.
think teachers one.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, I'm finding even the English one is still a little hard to understand, just because it's an old translation. Though it's not. Yeah, I was going to look online to see if I could find some other summaries. So
Now that ChatGPT is getting more trained and it's easily available, trying to think. One thing I can do, I'll find out if it's possible from our translation team, is if I can provide you guys well, right now you guys just have a PDF which is not copyable or anything like that, right? That's Lakshan?
No.
Or physical book? Because when we translate, we convert that PDF to editable. So I can see if I can provide you that, in which case what you will be able to do is, let's say you read 10 pages. Most of it you understood. And if there's a couple of pages that are like confusing, not so good English, you will be able to copy paste it into ChatGPT and get another version of the English. Would you like to do that?
Sure, I think that would be helpful.
Yeah. So, or maybe I can do it, the Hindi version I can provide, which you can copy paste and get the good English translation of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So because there's a lot of pages and it's sort of not our priority right now to translate, because there's already an English translation existing. We're trying to focus first on the ones where nothing is available in English. And we're trying to go, semester by semester as we progress. We don't want to get to a point where if I come to a semester and then there's nothing available in English. So at least we're trying. So okay. So I'll see if I can provide you like an editable version of the Hindi one, so you guys can copy paste and get a more clearer ChatGPT translation. And playlist. So in case I don't, remind me in a couple of days. I've already sent a message to get the playlist, but in case it doesn't come, please remind me. Okay. So now we'll move on to Chaar Abhaav, and that will be relatively easier than Panch Bhav. Okay. So, निधि जी आप पढ़ना शुरू करेंगे? If आपका अभी खुला नहीं है तो whoever it has it open can read the initial Acharya Samantabhadra introduction. Do you have it open, Viraj?
Yeah, I have the page open, yeah.
Yeah, please start with Chaar, Abhaav, and
Ooh,
then Nidhi ji can read the
ooh, the first part is okay. Bhave Kante Padartha Nam Bhavanam Prahatvat.
Wait. Where are
No,
you?
no, it's a four
No,
above.
go to
Above.
the
Sorry,
Acharya
sorry.
Samantabhadra thing. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have. Oh,
You
okay.
did it all. Wow.
Yeah. So Acharya Samantabhadra, right? The nature of reality is multifaceted. Just as with respect to self, the self-existence is the nature of a substance, so also with respect to non
Sorry, I think we're
Where
looking.
where is
Yeah,
that?
you're reading something else. This
four
is,
types of abhava, right?
yeah, chapter 7. It starts
Seven,
with
it is.
Acharya Samantabhadra.
So the PDF has a different. I can.
Okay, so abhava refers to like that. Abhava refers to non-existence of one substance.
Yeah, that's correct.
Krishna se dur
Chapter
rehne
7.
wale Swami Samantabhadra. Remember that there's an author introduction before every chapter?
In this, at least in mine, I have four types of abhava, and then I have just reading abhava refers to non-existence of one substance in another substance. There are four types of abhavas.
Okay, I think you may be just missing the introductory part. There's
Yeah,
a.
maybe you didn't print that out.
Okay, yeah, could be.
Who has it in front of them?
I
So
can.
I have it open. Okay.
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 Oh, he's a
Yeah, go ahead
renowned
and
as a
read.
foremost. Oh, okay.
Yeah, read it in one go. We'll talk about it. We've already read about Samantabhadra ji before also.
Okay, so if I'll start then. So for Abhaav, non-existence, Acharya Samantabhadra, Shri Mula Sanghavyo Menur Bharate Bhavi Tirtha Krita Deshe Samantra Bhadrakyo Munir Jiyat Padartridikaha by Kavivar Hastimal. So the life story of Swami Samantabhadra, who had no yearning for name and fame, is somewhat unknown. It was a specialty of Jain Acharyas, leaders of the congregation, that despite authoring great works, they did not write anything about their private life. Whatever little is known is insufficient. Samantabhadra was a prince from the Kadamba dynasty. His childhood name was Shanti Varma. He was born in the town of Uragapur, situated on the banks of the Kaveri River in South India. He lived until Vikram Samvat 138. Nothing is known about his family life. He took monkhood at a young age. As a sky-clad, passionless Digambar Jain ascetic, he practiced intense austerities and attained profound knowledge. He was not only a profound knower of Jain philosophy, but also a scholar in logic, epistemology, grammar, prosody, figures of speech, poetry, and lexicography. He possessed unparalleled debating skills and challenged and defeated many opponents. He himself once wrote, Padarthi vicharamyam narapate shardu lavikriditam. O king, I roam like a lion for debates. His successor Acharyas recalled his name with great reverence. Acharya Jinasen has described his teaching in the Adi Puran as a powerful weapon capable of cleaving through the mountains of ignorance. He has been called the gem of poets, debaters, musicians, and eloquent speakers. Namas Samantabhadraya Mahate Kavi Vedase Yadvacho Vajrapatena Nirbhinna Kumatadraya Kavinam Gamakanam Cha Vadinam Vagminamapi Yasha Samantabhadrayam Murdhani Chudamaniyate. Salutations to Samantabhadra, the greatest among poets, the melodic amongst musicians, and the eloquent among speakers. The prose literary gem Vadi Bhasima Suri writes, Saraswati Swara Vihara Bhumaya Samanta Bhadra Pramukha Munishwaraha Jayanti Vag Vajrani Pati Prati Paradha Anta Mahidra Kotaya. The abodes of Saraswati resound with the eminent ascetics led by Samantabhadra. Hail to the illustrious protectors of speech, like a fortress against the onslaught of opposing arguments. The poet Acharya Chandraprabha Charitrakar Veera Nandi praises the illustrious men adorned with wisdom and eloquence, including Samantabhadra and others, as Bharati. Acharya Shubhachandra in the book Jnanar Nava compares his words to the sun, accepting him as the dispeller of the darkness of ignorance, describing him as radiant and illuminating, surpassing others in his brilliance, and writes, Samanta Bhadradika Vindra Bhaswatam Swaranti Yatra Malasuktirashmaya Vrajanti Khadyotavadev Hasyatam Na Tatra Kim Jnanala Vodhata Janaha. Where the radiant rays of flawless expression shine forth from illustrious poets like Samantabhadra and others, there those puffed up with mere fragments of knowledge are reduced to the status of fireflies, objects of ridicule. And there's just a little bit left here. He was renowned as the foremost eulogist. He had enriched the genre of devotional hymns and infused them with profoundness. His eulogies are filled with deep philosophical logic. His work, the Aptamimamsa is a hymn known as the Devagama Stotra. It is so profound and multifaceted that several commentaries have been written on it, making it an extraordinary scripture of logic. The book Ashtashati, written by Akalank, and the book Ashtasahastri, written by Vidyanandi, are commentaries on this text. The current chapter for Abhaav is written based on verses 9, 10, and 11 Karik in Aptamimamsa. In addition, he has composed texts such as Tattvanushasan, Yuktyanushasan, Swayambhustotra, Jinastuti Shataka, Ratnakaranda, Shravakachar, Prakrit Vyakarana, Praman Padartha, Karma Prabhrata Tika, and Gandhahasti Mahabhashya. Okay, that was a mouthful.
Anyway, so the gist here is that how, like, I guess, intelligent or knowledgeable he was. He had deep faith. He understood all the intricacies of the tattvas, that he could challenge anybody. That you come and I can do discussion with you and you will lose with me. It's kind of an egoistic thing to say, but the point we need to take about it is that how confident he was in this knowledge. So a lot of these, I guess, pundits or whatever, a lot of them have studied other beliefs and studied Jainism very thoroughly and confidently come to a conclusion that this is where the best explanations are. And that's why they're able to debate with other religious thoughts. So, and there's stories about, back in the days, they would have this kind of debates. Even in Hindu scriptures, these kind of stories come, where if they debate, and they had to debate for life almost, like whoever lost will have to drown themselves and die. There are stories like that, even in like Hindu scriptures.
They're very, very high stakes debates.
Yes, yeah. I think I would go for that, but anyway. But the point is that So these people like knew it so well. And because there's a lot of like intricacies, right? So to be able to convince somebody else of it is quite an art. So and you have to have knowledge of all the uh, nyay. I don't know how you would I mean, it's not exactly law, but I would say more like logic and proving the point. So they had to be really knowledgeable about all of those things in order to debate as well as write all these shastras and explanations. And that is why we try to teach you nyay, nyay, give you at least a taste of it in this course. Of course, there's a lot more to it than what we teach you here, but so okay. So now we start the Chaar Abhaav. Nidhi ji, is your book now open? Do you want to read now?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you can read from Bhavaikante.
Okay. भावैकान्ते पदार्थानां
Is it
भावान्
my
भावानां.
internet or you guys cannot see her either? Is your video off?
My video is on, but I am also not able to see myself. I
Okay.
don't know why.
It's okay, continue. I just thought it was my internet, but that's fine.
Okay. भावैकान्ते पदार्थानां भावानां पहनावात् सर्वात्मा कमनाद्या अनन्तं स्वरूपं तावकम् कार्यद्रव्यामनादि स्यात् प्राग्भावस्य निह्नवे प्राध्वमस्य च धर्मस्य प्रच्यावे नान्तं व्रजेत् सर्वात्मकं तदेकं स्याद् दण्डयापोह व्यातिक्रमे अन्यत्र समवये न समवाये न
सर्वथा
व्यापदिश्येत सर्वथा.
Very good.
आत्ममीमांसा आचार्य समन्तभद्र. Acharya Samantapatra. The nature of reality is multifaceted. Just as with respect to self, the self-existence is the nature of a substance, so also with respect to non-self,
Okay, well,
non-existence.
there are two characters. Viraj, do you want to read the Jigyasu part? Do you see that in your book?
Yeah, the questioner.
Right, the questioner. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, questioner. What is meant by non-existence above? How many types of non-existence are there?
Acharya Samantapatra. Abhaav refers to the non-existence of one substance in another substance. There are 4 types of Abhaav. Pragabhav, prior non-existence. Pravadham Sabhava,
Pradwan Sabhav.
Pradhavam Sa Abhava, future non-existence. Anyon Bhav,
Anyonya Bhav. Yeah.
Anyon Abhav, mutual non-existence. Atyanta Bhav, absolute non-existence.
Please explain the 4 types of non-existent above concisely.
Acharya Samantapatra. The non-existence of present modification paryaya in the previous modification, or the non-existence of an effect modification before it actually comes into existence, is called prior non-existence pragabhav. Similarly, the non-existence of the present modification in the forthcoming modification is called future non-existence. Pravadvamas
Sa.
abhav.
Sa.
For example, the previous modification of curd was milk, in which curd does not exist yet. Hence, that non-existence is called pragabhav, and the buttermilk is the subsequent modification of curd, in which the current modification of curd does not exist. Hence, that non-existence is called pradvama,
Pradvansa bhav.
pradhamsa bhav. Pradhamsa bhav.
No, pradvansa. Pra
Pradva,
anadha pradvansa.
pradvansa bhav. Pradvansa bhav. Okay.
Can I just ask a question? So what exactly is the Pradwansa Bhav? Is it the buttermilk or the curd?
No,
Because
what they're trying to say is that, okay, so you converted milk into yogurt curd.
yeah,
Whatever,
I got
right?
that.
What
Right,
they're saying is, in that curd, milk now doesn't exist.
right,
That parya, right?
right.
And then if you make buttermilk out of the curd, then buttermilk doesn't exist in that curd yet.
Correct. Right.
So
So
that's
what is called, so the milk in the first example is milk, the Pragva?
okay. Let's read this again. So milk was the
Original.
previous mode of curd,
Correct.
right? So the fact that curd did not exist in the milk is Pradvansabha. The future paryay doesn't exist in the present paryay.
Right.
Now they're saying, what was that called? That abhav was called pragbhav.
Pragva, right.
So future mode does not exist in the present mode. That is pragbhav. Now, so now curd is in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chach is the next paryay.
Right.
In chach, the curd doesn't exist.
Correct.
So that abhav is called pradvansabhav. The current mode doesn't exist in the future mode. So you understand?
Yeah, I understand. I just don't know where to put the Pragva. So in the first example,
So
is
pragbhav
milk the
is,
Pragva? Is milk called the
the
Pragva?
objects are not the bhav.
Okay.
Objects are not the bhav. They're saying the fact that curd doesn't exist in the milk,
Right.
okay? Or milk doesn't exist in the curd, whichever way you want to,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Right.
So that phenomena is called pragma.
Okay. Okay. So that
Not
phenomena.
the actual objects.
Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Okay. I can read if it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. Questioner. Revered Guruji, I understood by the example of milk and curd. Please explain it in respect to the soul, Atma.
Acharya Samantabhadra. The non-existence of modification of external soul state, Bahiratma, in the present modification of internal soul state, Antaratma, is called Pragbhav. And the non-existence of future modification of Supreme Soul, Paramatma, in the present modification is called Pradvansa Bhav.
So you understand, if somebody became Samyak Drashti,
Right.
what are
Yeah.
they called? Antaratma.
Mm-hmm.
In that Antaratma state, this Bhairatma state now doesn't exist in there
Correct.
because he became Antaratma. And
Right.
neither does the Paramatma state
Mm-hmm.
exist in the Antaratma state. That's all they're trying to say.
Yeah.
So once somebody is Antaratma, then,
Right.
then the Bahiratma would be Pradvamsha Bhav.
Pragbhav.
No, future non-existent, because that cannot go back to being now.
अंतरात्मा पर्याय का बहिरात्मा पूर्व पर्याय में अभाव. So बहिरात्मा will not have the antaratma. That's what they're trying to say. So now I became antaratma. I don't exist in here. Okay? And neither does this exist in me. So you have A, B, and C, right? B doesn't exist in A, and neither does C exist in B.
That means it's saying that the previous state, current state, future state, they're all independent.
They're all independent, exactly. That's all it's trying to say. They've just given them different names.
Yeah,
Each parya is independent of
independent.
anything else. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, seeker, the mutual non-existent Anyanyabhav.
Acharya Samantibhadra. Mutual non-existence, Ananya Bhav, refers to non-existence of the present modification of one material substance, Udgal Dravya, in the present modification of another material substance. For example, the sourness of a lemon is not present in the sweetness of sugar.
Now they're
Seeker,
talking about two dravya.
two dravyas,
So
not.
far, we are talking about the same thing,
Mhm.
past and future paryaya of it. So my current paryaya doesn't exist in the past paryaya, which is prag bhav, and it doesn't exist in the future paryaya, which is pradvansa bhav. Now I'm saying that my current mode cannot exist in any other dravyas. Like, for example, Atma's current mode doesn't exist in Pudgal, like body's current mode.
No, I think they're comparing one substance, the only Pudgala Dravya, I think. There are two Pudgala.
Right. So, Sharir, what is body?
No, but soul, you said, soul.
Oh, here they're saying Nibu. Okay, wait a minute.
Only Pudgal.
Oh, sorry. From one to another of the same dravya. Okay, right. This is talking about the same dravya. Okay.
Mhm.
So, yes. So, in this case, from one Pudgal to another Pudgal dravya.
Right. Okay. Seeker, could you explain it in reference to the soul, Atma?
Acharya Samantibhadra. This concept does not apply to Atma. You have not read the definition carefully, that is why you are asking this question. The definition clearly states that mutual non existence, Ananyabhav, is the non existence of the present modification, Paryay, of one material substance, Dravya, in the present modification of another material substance. Therefore, it is applicable only within material substances, Pudgal Dravya, and their respective present modification paryas.
Okay. So, circle the Pudgal word there. So, now you know ammonia is only talking about the Pudgal.
Pudgal. Right. Seeker, what is the absolute non-existent Atyanta Bhav?
Acharya Samantipad. The non existence of one substance in another substance is called absolute non existence, Atyanta Bhav. For example, there is absolute non existence between the sentient Jeev Dravya and the non sentient substance Pudgal Dravya. Remember, absolute non existence, Atyant Bhav, applies to any two substances among the six substances. Mutual non-existence, Anyonya Bhav, applies to the present mode paryay of two non-sentient substances. Prior non-existence applies to, that is Prag Bhav applies to any one substance among the six substances in its present and past mode paryay. And the future non-existence, Pradvans Bhav, applies to any one substance among the six substances in its present and future mode, paryaya. Absolute non-existence, Atyanta Bhav alone is applicable to substance, dravya, while the other three types of non-existence, Abhaav, are applicable to mode, paryaya. These four can also be briefly described as follows: that whose non-existence, abhav, as a rule, precedes the arising of an effect is called pragbhav, prior non-existence. That whose presence, as a rule, causes the cessation, destruction of the intended effect is called pradvansabhav, future non-existence. The mutual exclusion, vaya vritti, of the nature current modification of one pudgal in the nature current modification of another pudgal is Ananya Abhaav, and that which denotes non existence across all three times, past, present, future, is called Atyanta Bhav, absolute non existence.
Seeker, what is the drawback if these four types of non-existence above are not accepted?
Acharya Samantabhadra. On not accepting the concept of Prag Bhav, all effects modes, Karya Paryay, will be considered as beginningless. On not accepting the concept of Pradham Sabhav, all effects modes Karya Paryay will persist indefinitely. If the concept of Ananya Bhav is not accepted, the modes of all Pudgal will merge and become identical, meaning all Pudgal will become universal. If the concept of Atyanta Bhav is not accepted, all substances will lose their intrinsic nature, relinquishing their individual identities. There will be no diversity among the Dravya, and all Dravya in the universe will become homogeneous. I hope you understood the nature of all the four above well.
Yes, I have understood.
Acharya Saban.
Okay, let's ask question. You said you understood.
Yes.
No, actually, Chaar Abhaav is much simpler than the Panch Bhav, I would say. It's just a little confusing, but it's actually quite simple. And I would suggest that just reread this chapter and make yourself a little diagram, which will make it a lot easier. It's really not that difficult, this part. Yeah.
If yes, then tell
Explain why
me.
you need to know these things, because otherwise you would say, who cares, man? Why do I need to know? I mean, this is quite trivial that, दूध में दही नहीं है और छाछ में दही नहीं है. And I mean, we know all this, right? So why should we know? But that's what they're saying, that if you don't understand those concepts, then what happens? That you will think that all paryas will be there forever, which doesn't happen. Then atyanta bhav, if you don't understand, then you will mix up all the dravyas. So it's important to understand that they are completely separate from each other. And they all live within their own swarup. So otherwise, if you don't believe in that, then you would think that all those can be mixed up. So, okay, go ahead. Oh, now he's asking questions.
If yes, then tell me which one abhav is present in body and atma.
Atyanta bhav.
Why is that?
You were looking. I wanted you to answer that without looking.
I'm the seeker. I have to read. Sorry.
Okay, so why is that?
Why is that? A seeker, because one is a Pudgal Dravya and the other is a Jeev Dravya. And the abhav between two dravyas is termed as Atyanta bhav.
Acharya Samantbhaj. Which abhav is present in the book and the pot?
Anyanya abhav, because both the book and the pot are present paryay of Pudgal Dravya.
And Acharya Samantbhaj. Which abhav is not accepted by someone who believes that Atma is eternally Keval Gyan entity?
Rag bhav, because Keva Gnan is an attribute of knowledge. It is absent in the pre-existent paryay of Matignan, Shrutignan, Avdigyan, and Mahapraya.
Acharya Samantbhaj. Someone who believes that this present attachment, rag, will trouble me throughout my life, does not accept which abhav?
Radha Swam Abhav, because the attachment, rag, of the present moment is absent in the mode paryay of future attributes of conduct. charitra gun. Hence, the present attachment cannot be the cause of future happiness or suffering.
So it's an important point. Do you understand? So whatever you have today is not everlasting. So the paryas will change, which means you can improve.
Hmm.
Inquirer.
What is the benefit of understanding these 4 types of abhavs?
Acharya Samantabhadra. Soul, Atma, has committed great sins such as false belief, mithya, from time immemorial. Through self effort, one can eliminate these in the present and manifest the righteous state of right belief, etc. Samyak, etc. Because the present state is devoid of past states. Understanding this concept of Prabhav helps eliminate feelings of inferiority, such as I am a sinner, I have committed many sins, how can I ever be liberated? Similarly, by understanding Pradvansabhav, one realizes that no matter how wretched or deprived the current condition may be, an excellent state can manifest in the future because the present state is devoid of future states. Hence, seeing the current state of inferiority, one should not be disheartened about the future but should be inspired to make efforts to be self oriented. Swasanmukh.
I'll tell you a funny thing. When I tell my husband, you always did this, how the, spouses fight.
Right.
He tells me, oh, that was my previous parya. It doesn't exist anymore.
I'm gonna try that now, okay?
Right?
Whenever
Yes, I'll have to try
that
it.
was my previous parya, now that's not
Yeah.
that's completely changed.
So one question I have, Prabhaji, the first line, the Atma has committed great sins such as false belief from time immemorial.
Yeah, the
So,
fact that we are not yet samyak drishti, right? So we've been mithyatvi from time past infinite times.
I guess you
But that
started that.
doesn't mean I can't change. That's what
Yeah,
it says.
yeah. I was just wondering, yeah, I guess we all start that way only. The Atma start that way, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Seeker, by understanding Anyanya Bhav and Atyanta Bhav.
Acharya
Question.
Samantabhadra. One dravya is not the doer or destroyer of another dravya because there is atyanta bhav between them. By understanding this, the notion of endless fear like someone will harm me dissipates and the primary dependency of the other will benefit me is eliminated. Similarly, understanding Ananya Bhav also awakens a sense of independence because when one paryaya of Pudgal Dravya is completely distinct and independent from another paryaya of Pudgal Dravya, then it is also separate from the Atma. In this way, by understanding these 4 non existence abhavs, the sense of independence awakens, the expectation from others comes to an end, the feeling of fear dissipates, the sense of inferiority on seeing the weakness and imperfections of past and present ceases, and the effort to become self directed becomes active. I hope you have understood the benefits of understanding these abhavs.
Here we go. I've understood it very well.
Great. So now, now we can all ask questions to Viraj.
Oh Lord.
Okay, Viraj. So now tell me.
Okay.
What do you see what I have to live with?
Okay. Go ahead.
Acharya
Nikki.
Samantabhadra. So tell me, if someone believes that if the body is robust, then the voice will also be strong, what mistake are they making?
They do not understand the concept of Ananya Bhav because
Wait. Before he tells the answer, the class should be able to answer that. So if somebody is physically mota, so their voice should also be loud and clear. Should that be the case?
No, because the Bhasha Vargana and Karmana Vargana, there are different.
They're
Udgal.
both Udgal,
Yeah.
yet separate entities, different from each other's paryas. So bhasha vargana ka motapa is what?
Karmana vargana. Yeah.
हाँ, is उसमें अभाव है. Okay, and we call that anyonya bhav. Okay, go ahead, continue. Oh, that one is
Yeah.
Jigya.
Ahara vargana. They say ahara vargana is
Right.
Yeah, here you go. They do not understand the concept of anyanyabhav because the robustness of the body is a result of ahar vargana, food particles, while the strength of the voice is a result of bhasa vargana, speech particles. In this way, there is anyanyabhav, mutual non-existence between the voice and the body robustness. But generally, if the people are big, their voices are loud.
No, actually, I have experienced where, you hear somebody very, even like Lata Mangeshkar, for example, she has such a sweet voice and, and you would imagine she must be so, so beautiful. I remember as a child, because Lata Mangeshkar was very famous and you heard her songs all the time on the radio. And I'm talking way back when TV was not so popular. Until then, you could see her. And
Hmm.
she wasn't like the most beautiful person on earth either. So
No, right.
it was like it didn't match.
Yeah.
So normally, if you till you see that person, you would conceptualize, oh, such a beautiful voice. That person must be looking so beautiful too. But that doesn't have to be the case.
That's the mistake made by the world's billionaires now. They mistake the fact that they are lucky and have money with the fact that they think that they know everything about every other subject too. So that's the big
Right.
error
You
that
have
they
to
make.
teach them that anyonya bhav now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Acharya Samantabhadra. Someone who believes that soul attains omniscience, Keval Gyan, due to destruction of knowledge obscuring karma, Jnana Varna Karma. Jnana Varna Karma. What mistake are they making?
They didn't know about Atyanta Bhav because the knowledge obscuring karma and the Atma are entirely distinct. Therefore, how can one dravya be cause of actions in another dravya? Inquire. Why is it written in the scriptures that the destruction of knowledge obscuring karma leads to the attainment of omniscience? Thus, we see that the future nature of substances in anekanantamaka, multifaceted. The existence of a substance is not just in its presence, Bhav, but its non-existence, Abhaav, is also a characteristics of the substance. Without acknowledging this, the
Are you
understanding.
reading the Acharya Samantabhadra part also, Viraj?
No, I think after that. Am I? No, this is inquire, right?
no, it continues before Acharya
Oh,
Samantabhadra.
wait, there's an error then. Or maybe because my book only has one sentence. That
Yeah,
why
you
does it
really
say in the
should.
scriptures that Jnana Varnya Karm Kesha
It seems like something is missing there.
Yeah, it does seem like
I
something.
think they forgot to label Acharya Samantabhadra. That's
It
missing.
should be from the, yeah.
That Shastra mein aisa nimit ka gyan karane se, all that is to be said by Acharya
But
Samantabhadra.
from there onwards, there is no inquirer.
Yeah, so they mistakenly they're missing that label.
Okay,
Maybe,
Nilesh,
but
you
no, but
can
it
read.
says thus. So Acharya Samantabhadra, he would not start with thus. That doesn't make sense. Like कुछ तो भी missing है इसमें.
नहीं, मैंने कहा ना वो टाइटल मिसिंग है. आचार्य समंतभद्र लिखना चाहिए था.
नहीं,
तो
but
शास्त्र में ऐसा
but then
निमित्त का ज्ञान कराने के लिए अद्भुत व्यवहार नए से कहा जाता है. That part is said by Acharya Samantabhadra.
oh yes,
It
yeah,
is
okay.
So, somebody send this to Amit ji so he can forward it to Varsha ji. She probably she has to do a lot of copy paste and sometimes these kind of mistakes happen. So she needs to put that label back in there. Would you do that, please, Dinesh?
Yeah.
Yeah, send it to Amit ji. So, because otherwise it's sounding very confusing that the Shankakar
Yeah,
is saying all these things.
Nidhi, you can read from thus we see the true nature.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Thus, we see the true nature of substances in anekantmak, multifaceted. The existence of a substance is not just its presence, bhav, but its non existence. Abhav is also a characteristic of the substance. Without acknowledging this, the understanding of a substance is incomplete. Therefore, by thoroughly understanding the nature of all four types of non existence, one should be vigilant in eliminating the impurities of delusion, attachment, and aversion. Ma'am, here we are talking about Acharya Samantabhadra in third person. Acharya Samantabhadra in the
Okay,
scripture
no, the
speaks.
last paragraph is the author himself. Acharya Samantabhadra is the paragraph before this. That
Yeah.
it is written in the scriptures. That paragraph is by Acharya Samantabhadra.
Okay, इसमें
Last
मतलब
paragraph is a summary by Bharalji, who wrote this book.
okay. Acharya Samantabhadra in the scripture speaks from the standpoint of asadbhut vyavharnay in order to make one aware of such instrumental causes, nimitta. However, if one reflects from the standpoint of nishchaya, ultimate perspective, then in reality, one dravya can never be the doer of another dravya's action.
Okay.
Acharya
So,
Samantabhadra.
wait. Okay. Dinesh ji, would you write to Amit ji? They need to completely look at it properly. So, what it is according to the Hindi book, Acharya Samantabhadra is saying this, that in the scriptures this is said, so they can get you familiar with the nimit. Okay.
Yeah, that whole part is confusing from that point.
Yeah, because the way Nidhi read it, it's like somebody is saying about Acharya Samantabhadra, which is not the case.
Hmm.
So they need to revisit this whole last piece, last part, and fix it. So just tell them they need to look it from Shankakar all the way till the end of the chapter and fix it. They'll compare it with the Hindi one and be able to fix it. Okay, let's quickly do the questions. How many types of Abhaav is there?
Well, there is more text to read.
There's a little bit more text to read.
Oh, go ahead
Yes.
then. Artha. This is very strange. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Acharya
It
Samantabhadra.
repeats actually.
Yeah, it sort of repeats. The language is a little different, but
I don't know what
it
happened. It's
repeats.
okay. Is it maybe she translated it twice and wants the reviewer to pick one? Is there any comment somewhere?
No, there are no comments.
Yeah, sometimes they do that. They will put two translation and want the reviewer to figure out which one is better. Okay, come on, go ahead, read then.
Acharya Samantabhadra. In the scriptures, it is stated that from not real conventional viewpoint, a sadbhut vyavhar ne, to explain the concept of instrumental cause, nimitta. But in fact, the real viewpoint, nishchay ne, we realize that one dravya cannot be the doer of actions in the another dravya. In this way, we see that the nature of substance is anekantmak, multifaceted. Bhav, existence, alone is not the nature of the substance. Abhav, non existence, is also the dharma, attribute of a substance. And without recognizing it, the understanding of a substance is incomplete. Therefore, one should be vigilant towards eliminating the impurities of delusion, attachment, aversion, etc., by understanding the nature of these four abhavs.
Okay, so this is the correct translation.
Yeah.
So before this was all confusing and not needed at all. So where it says Shastra, why is it not written in the Shastra like this? Why does it say in the Shastras that the Jnana Varniya Karma, when that gets destroyed, that's when you get Keval Gyan? After that, whatever you read before Acharya Samantabhadra, that needs to come out. All that was extra. I don't know what they did. Maybe they translated it twice. Not sure what happened there. Oh, actually, Nidhi ji,
Hanji.
since you are in that group, can you
Yes.
please send it to Varsha ji?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that
I'll
one
do
that
that.
might be just easier than Dinesh is sending it to Amit and all that. So
Cheek.
please. Okay, so we'll finish the chapter and let's quickly do these questions so it'll help sort of again revise.
Just one question. So, the destruction of Jnana Varna Karma does not automatically result in Keval Gyan.
Wait.
But
No,
this is what's confusing because it's talking about Nishchay and Vyavahar, and it's saying according to Vyavahar, maybe that is true, but from Nishchay it's not. But it's the way it's written is not clear, so I'm also confused about that.
okay. So, okay,
Nimitta.
first of all, now we are only talking about the last part where which says Acharya Samant Bhadra, and then after that, whatever it says, right? Right? That's where the question is from. Okay, so let's understand that. Basically, what it's saying is, so first the Shankakar asked the question that why does it say like this in the scriptures that when you get rid of Gyanavarniya, all the Gyanavarniya karma, that is when you will get Keval Gyan, which is true from the Vyavahar perspective. But that is not the true cause of it. The true cause is the Shuddhi of Atma, which becomes nimit in eradicating those Gyanavarniya karma to accomplish Keval Gyan. But the karma is not the reason for accomplishing Keval Gyan. So Nishchay say, so what they're trying to prove here is that Pudgal cannot do anything to Atma, Atma cannot do anything to Pudgal. But they have a nimit naimittik sambandh. When Atma becomes pure, the karmas will naturally go away. But that doesn't mean the Atma made the karma go away or vice versa. That's all it's saying. So they're still independent. They still function independently. But it's a coincidence that when the Atma becomes pure, those karmas naturally leave.
But the Atma cannot
Is
become
it?
pure till all the karmas are gone, right?
No, those two things happen simultaneously, but they are not the reason for each other. So when we talk in Vyavhar, we make it sound like as if uh, that is the reason for the karmas to leave. But it's a nimit naimittik sambandh. Just like we already, no, you guys won't study that. We are going to study nimit upadan, I think, in this semester. Then things will become even more clear. That what is nimit and what
I
is
mean, we're talking about relation of cause and effect here. That's the fundamental
exactly.
thing, right?
Now we are talking cause and effect. We are not talking about catalyst in whoever has studied chemistry. The catalyst only exists. It doesn't make it do things. That's what is nimit.
So that's what when we believe that it is dependent, it is we have to do. That's what
Right.
Audayik
That's where our
Bhava and so we
exactly.
learned in the last chapter. Like so, when we feel there also Vyavara Nischay, like when Nischay, when you pay attention on the actual nature of the soul and also do the Purushartha in not physically, that when we get so automatically it is the naimittic. It's the karma will automatically dissolve, but it's naimittic. It is so, but we are in that bhava. That's what panch bhava.
But the nimit will exist. It doesn't make the
Yeah,
things happen though.
they say it's there is allegation that it is really doing. It's just allegation, not really. It's doing anything.
So nimit, okay, so the way we explain nimit is, let's say somebody is going to make roti. The roti is being made. That's the karya. That is the work. Now, if I'm making the roti, I'll say, oh, I made the roti. But did I really make the roti? I'm Atma. How can I do Pudgal's work? I can't. So I was only a nimit in making the roti. If the roti had to be made today at this time, let's say I was sick and my husband or somebody else in the home made the roti, then how could I be the reason for roti? I was not. But the roti still got made. The nimit was somebody else.
And if I have the power to make the roti, can I make with the soil? Roti.
Exactly. Or can I always make perfect rotis?
Yeah.
If the roti had to be burnt, it burned of its own causes, not because of me. If it was up to me, I wouldn't burn a single roti.
So when roti is happening, I was there.
I just was there.
Yeah, because they say that, that dane dane pe khane wale ka naam hota hai. So if the person who is meant to eat a burned roti, it's not because of you. That person is supposed to eat a burned roti, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's a very deep concept. Is in a way, in some ways, it's the heart. It's such a fundamental concept in Jainism. This relationship between cause and effect, right?
And that's where the world makes all the misunderstandings.
Yeah.
And that's all the blame game we do.
So I can just give one example, which may also help to illustrate. So in Jyotish, right, people say, oh, how can the planets do anything? How can Jupiter is so far away or Saturn is so far? How can they do anything to that? But that's not the answer. They're not doing anything to you. They are.
Their positions happen to be at that place.
Yeah, it's a correlation, not a causation. So
exactly.
The karma is happening, and they're a map to read the karma, but they're not doing anything to make that karma happen.
Exactly.
So it's kind of a similar concept, I think.
Exactly. Just because Bhagwan can tell you your future doesn't make he can make your future.
Right.
And also with this Abhaavas, I mean, now it really makes sense. Like, okay, the present moment is what it is.
Exactly.
I never understood, I mean, about why
like
they
if
say
somebody is depressed, don't we tell them, let's say somebody failed the 10th interview, right? Obviously, they're going to be down about it. So then you tell them that, no. All your previous failures are gone. They are not going to be related to your future success. And that happens to people.
And like they say,
like this stories where they were a total failure and then suddenly one fine day now they're a success. That proves that there is no relationship between the previous paryaya and the current paryaya.
Yeah, and in the stock market, they say the same thing. Past performance is no guarantee of future success, right? So
yeah, that's what I tell my husband when he's trying to give it to somebody else. I'm like, एक तो loss होगा, वो loss भी करेगा, ऊपर से उसका fee भी pay करो. Why
right.
as well lose the money?
Yeah, the stock market is the best example because there's so many experts developed so many tools, but still they go under loss. I mean,
oh yeah, they'll show you all the charts of previous how much success they've had, but that's no guarantee of the future.
It all comes down to luck. If you have money coming to you, you will invest at the right time in the right
exactly.
And if you don't have it coming to you,
it all comes down to Trump, man. Nothing else.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sure Trump cannot destroy everybody. So don't worry about it.
He's trying. He's definitely trying.
he's a very powerful Asur Rakshas, but I don't think he can still destroy everybody. Uh-oh. I hope this is not being recorded.
CEOs.
This is being recorded. I have to be careful.
Yeah. Prabhaji, one thing, just
YouTube
one question.
remove all our videos, okay?
Right? One question on the roti, right? If it gets burnt, the problem becomes like if you're making the roti and if you purposely hold on to it, and you can show that, look, I burnt it.
Fine, because you held on to it because that's what was supposed to happen to the roti at that moment. You were just the
But that you can say, but yeah, that's like hard to.
It's very hard to wrap
only
your head around.
afterwards, right? I mean, that you can say anything afterwards, right? You can always say that to anything. It happened after it happened, right? I can always say that, right?
Right, but then there are instances where you try your best. Let's say, if I really could do, let's say, roti example ko chhod do. I want to make my son a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
You can do all the efforts, everything you want. Okay, if he becomes a doctor, then, oh, I did it. I promoted, I sent him to these classes, I did this, right? Whereas in reality, it's a coincidence that you wanted to, and his destiny was to become a doctor. Now,
You were just a nimit in that time.
you were a nimit, right? Now, let's say he didn't become a doctor. Then what happens? Then what are you going to say? Then you remember the destiny. Oh, uske to uska likha hi nahi tha,
No,
to
then
maine-
they'll say I didn't try hard enough, or I couldn't. Yeah, right.
I think Prabhaji, we're going to study about Panch Samvayas, correct? That's where are we
Yeah,
going to
Panch
study?
Samvaya we will study. Those are also not that difficult,
Yeah,
but
okay.
they will be part of your syllabus, yes. So understanding all these principles overall gets us a better understanding, okay, of the way things happen.
Yeah, discriminative. We can discriminate and properly understand the nature,
Right.
true nature.
So how many abhavs are there?
Chaar.
Therefore,
Four.
And which ones? Can somebody name
Prag
them?
Abhaav, Pradvansa Abhaav, Anonya Abhaav, Atyanta Abhaav.
Very good. The difference between Prag Bhav and Pradvansa Bhav?
The present
Prior and future.
modification is
prior,
not
one is prior, one is
not exist
future.
in the previous modification. In present,
Okay.
not exist in the
Also, it
future.
doesn't exist in the future one. The future one is Pradvansa Bhav, past one is Prag Bhav. Good. Difference between Anyona Bhav and Atyanta Bhav?
Current modification in the one Pudgal, Anonya Abhaav.
Anyonya is only talking about Pudgal.
Correct. Current modification of a one Pudgal is not existence in the current modification of the other Pudgal.
Right. And somebody else now tell me Atyanta Bhav.
Absolute non-existent.
Between
at all 3 times.
non-existent.
Different Dravyas.
Different parya, absolute non-existence, right?
Yeah, also between different dravya.
Dravya, sorry. Yeah.
Different types of Dravya.
Exactly. Okay.
Can you say like absolute non, like just to use a very simple example, atyanta bhav, non-existence of one substance in another substance. So oil does not have water in it. Oil cannot have water. It cannot be mixed in the oil. So can you call that a simple example of atyanta bhav?
No, but they are Pudgal, both are Pudgal.
That will be Anyonya Bhav.
Oh, that would be anyonya bhav.
Yes.
Mutual non-existence.
Exactly.
Soul can never become body, body can never be soul.
Yes. That is Atyanta Bhav. Now, there is this question. What are they trying to ask? The number 4. Did they translate the questions also, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so read number 4. What are they trying to ask there?
Analyze the nature of the following non-existent above. The attainment of omniscience, Keval Gnan, occurs due to the destruction of knowledge obscuring karma, Gnana Varna karma.
Okay.
B, disease, then disease in the body occur due to the rise of karma. C, the man is a thief because he stole my book when he was in school.
So what's wrong with these statements?
They're all Atyanta Abhaav.
No, why are they wrong? Are they
No,
all Atyanta Bhav? I don't know.
because of the
Check it out.
Atyanta Abhaav, the omniscience is nothing to do with the destruction of the
Okay, the
Jnana.
first one is Atyanta Bhav. Second one?
Let me see.
The disease in the body occurred due to the rise of
Nimitic.
Yes.
Disease in the body
Right now
occurs
we're
due to
asking
the
the
rise
Abhaav.
of karma.
Samiksha means completely explained. So you are right. You can explain there is a nimitic sambandh, but you
Disease
also
in the body.
explain what Abhaav is there.
Yep.
Both disease and karma are Pudgal, so this is Ananyo Bhav.
Yes.
They are different.
Only with the nimit nimitic sambandh, we will say that because of karmas, the body is having some disease. Okay.
C,
The third one, yeah.
the man is a thief because he stole my book.
When he was in school. That is Prabhav,
Mhm.
because it is talking about a prior
Previous,
existence.
yeah. Today he may not be a chore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's do the next one, fifth one.
Sorry, what was the first one? A? The attainment of omniscience occurs due to the destruction of Jnanavarna karma.
Yeah, that one was
Oh, that's Atyanta.
Atyanta bhav.
Atyanta.
Second one was Anyonya bhav. Third one was Prag.
Prabha.
Okay, then the fifth one, match or whatever it says. Let us well. Icha or bhasha. What abhav is in there?
Identify which type of non-existent
Ananya
abhava
Abhaav.
is present in the following pair:
Yes.
desire and speech.
Desire is a raga.
Prabhav,
Speech
because
itself.
first
Desire is
desire
the
comes, the
raga
speech
and
comes.
speech. The Atyanta Bhava.
Desire comes from where?
Desire
That is
comes from the Vikara, Vibhava Bhava. That is
Abhav of
soul.
Mhm.
And speech is the Pudgala, Bhasha Vargana, Atyanta Bhava.
Right. Chashma or Gyan.
So that's Atyanta and Bhav.
Sharir or Vastra.
It is Ananya Bhava.
Yes. Sharir or G. Dinesh Burarji, you answer that one. Wait, everybody else.
Atyanta bhav.
Yes. Okay, good now. So you all got these four above now thoroughly.
The second, glasses and knowledge, is also Atyanta Bhav, right?
Yes, that's what Dinesh Burarji
Okay.
answered. Okay. How are we doing on time? I think we can read the Panch Pandav also. We still got half an hour. Do you have the book in front of you, Dinesh Burarji?
Yes, give me a second here. Chapter 8, are we doing?
Yes.
Yes.
5 Pandavas, Acharya Jinasena, personality and authorship. In ancient scriptures after Padma Purana, the most widely read ancient Purana in the Jain community is the Harivansh Sampur. What is that? Haryam Sampurana.
Harivansh Puran.
Harivansh Puran.
Harivansh Puran.
Harivansh Puran. It consists of 66 chapters and 12,000 verses. It vividly describes the character of 22nd Tirthankara Bhagwan Neminath. Additionally, it portrays the characters of many historically renowned personalities such as Krishna, Balabhadra, Kaurav, Pandav, etc., with great excellence. Its author is Acharya Jinasena. Acharya Jinasena is different from the author of Mahapurana, Bhagwani Jinasenacharya. He was Acharya of Punnata Sangha. Punnata is ancient name of Karnataka. This Sangha stayed for about 200 years near Karnataka and Kathiawad. The Rajavansha ruling dynasty of Gujarat had special reverence and devotion for this Sangha. His teacher's name was Kiritasena. He completed the scripture in the year 840 of Vikram Samvant while residing in Nanaraj Vasati temple in Vardhamana Nagara. Besides this scripture, no other work of Acharya Jinasena is available, nor is it mentioned in any other scriptures. This grand scripture alone is sufficient for his eternal fame. Renowned scholar Pandit Daulatramji Kasliwal of Jaipur has written his commentary of Harivansh Puran. The present lesson is written based on the aforementioned renowned scripture Harivansh Puran. To acquire detailed information about the Pandavas, one should study the Harivansha Puran and Pandav Puran.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Acharya Jin Sen. So, these are which Anuyog you think? There's Harivansh Puran and Mahapuran. And
Prathanuyog or Prathamanuyog.
Pratham.
so they have stories of all these, Tirthankars and different special characters. Okay. So, of course, they're probably in much detail, much length, but here it's only, in short, they've tried to give the story of Panja. Okay, now there's 3 characters in here, Ramesh, Suresh, and Adhyapak. So I guess Bahubali ji and Dinesh, Parak, and Viraj, you guys can pick your character.
Okay. I'll be Suresh.
Yeah, it can be Ramesh.
Okay, I guess I'll be the Adhyapak then.
Okay, Suresh, I won't leave you today until you give me my money. I won't leave you.
अरे जरा character में आके बोलना.
I won't leave you today until you give me my money. I won't leave you.
There you go. Ramesh, why won't you let me go?
If you did not have the money, why did you make a bet?
Ramesh, I just said it casually.
I don't know anything. Oh, what is it? Okay. I don't know anything. Give me the money.
Ramesh, what shall I give you when I don't have any money?
Oh, grabbing the shirt. I should be nearby.
Oh my God.
Then why did you bet, teacher?
Teacher, what happened? Ramesh, Suresh, why are you fighting? Good boys don't fight like this. We should handle all our tasks peacefully, not through fights and arguments.
Look, teacher, he is unnecessarily.
Wait, that's
me.
Ramesh.
Oh, that's Ramesh. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look, teacher, he's unnecessarily bothering me.
Teacher, why does not he give me my money?
Why, Ramesh? Why aren't you giving him his money? Good boys don't trouble anyone by borrowing from them in this way. You should have returned his money without him asking. This situation should never have come up.
Teacher, when did I take money from him?
Why is he asking for it if you have not taken it from him?
He did not borrow money, but he made a bet and lost. Now, why does not he give the money?
What? You gamble? Good boys never gamble.
No, sir.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
sir. We just made a bet. When did we gamble?
Playing with money, any form of wealth, or engaging in any work based on conditions or placing bets with a view of winning and losing is gambling. It is a very bad addiction. People who get caught up in it are not only harm themselves spiritually, but their worldly life also becomes chaotic. Even the mighty Pandavas had to face numerous difficulties by being involved in gambling. Taking this into consideration, pledge today that you will never gamble again and will not engage in any activity involving stakes.
Who were these Pandavas?
Many years ago, in the kingdom of Hastinapur in the Kurujangal region of Bharatavarsha, there was a Kuruvamshi king named Dhritaraj. He had 3 queens, Ambika, Ambalika, and Amba. From these 3 queens, Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and Vidur were born respectively. King Dhritaraj's brother, Rukmana's son, was named Bhishma. Duryodhan and other 100 sons were born to King Dhritarashtra's queens, Gandhari, who are known as Kauravas. Pandu had 2 queens named Kunti and Madri. Karna, Pandu's son, was born from this non-traditional marriage, Gandharva Vivaha, but he was separated due to fear of disgrace. Some disturbances. Is that me?
I don't hear it.
Oh, okay. I'm hearing some feedback.
Yeah, I also heard it, but I'm not sure where.
Later, Yudhishthira, Bhim, and Arjun were born as 3 sons. Madri gave birth to Nakul and Sahadev. Yudhishthira, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, and Sahadev. These 5 sons are known as the Pandavas.
We have heard that there was a huge war between the Kauravas and the Pandavas.
Does somebody else want to be the teacher for the rest of it? I'm happy. Dinesh Burad or Nidhi ji.
Yeah, Bahubali ji, you read the least so far. Do you want to be the?
Yeah, I'll read the teacher.
Okay, so you become Suresh then.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be the teacher. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Tension grew between the Kauravas and the Pandavas for the kingdom. However, Bhishma, Vidura, and Guru Dronacharya mediated and brokered a compromise. Half of the kingdom was given to the Kauravas and the other half to the Pandavas, but their mental conflict did not end.
Oh, Ramesh.
I can read that. Who was Guru Dronacharya?
You don't even know about Guru Dronacharya? He was Bhargavamsi and was skilled in archery. He taught archery to both Kauravas and Pandavas. His son was Ashwatthama, who was also adept in archery like his father.
Suresh.
Okay, I can read it. If a compromise was reached, then why did the battle happen?
Did not I tell you that their minds were not clean? Once, when Pandavas were sleeping in their palace, the Kauravas set their house on fire.
Oh my, they set the house on fire? That was a very bad thing they did. Did the Pandavas die in the fire?
No, listen. They indeed committed a heinous act. It is through such violent behaviors that a country and society are destroyed. The Pandavas managed to escape through the tunnel, but people assumed that the Pandavas died. This incident of the Kauravas caused great disgrace among the public, but they, Kauravas, were pleased. The nature of wicked people is to find a joy in violence.
So, where did the Pandavas go?
They stayed incognito for some time and eventually reached the capital city of King Drupada called Makandi. There, King Drupada's daughter was having a Swayamvara. An announcement was made that she would choose a man as her husband who could string a bow. The Kauravas and others were also present at the Swayamvara, but no one was able to string the divine bow. In the end, Arjuna accomplished it effortlessly, and Draupadi placed the wedding garland around Arjuna's neck.
We have heard that Draupadi married all 5 Pandavas.
No, Draupadi was virtuous. He placed the wedding garland only on Arjuna's neck. She considered Yudhishthira and Bhima as father figure being elder brother-in-law, and Nakula and Sahadeva as son being younger brother-in-law.
Suresh.
So why is it said otherwise?
The thing is, when Draupadi was placing the garland around Arjuna's neck, the string of the garland broke and few flowers fell on Pandavas standing nearby. Some people who were envious of them and came with the hope of marrying Draupadi spread the false accusation that she chose all 5 Pandavas. The Pandavas were disguised as Brahmanas, hence none of the attending kings, including Duryodhana and Kauravas, could recognize them. Duryodhana did not like the idea of an ordinary Brahmana taking Draupadi as a bride in the presence of mighty kings. Therefore, he instigated all the kings by saying that in the presence of great warriors, a simple Brahmin should not marry Draupadi, as it would be an insult to all the kings. As a result, a fierce battle erupted between the kings present, including Duryodhana and the Pandavas. When no other archer could stand firm in front of the archer Arjuna, Guru Dronacharya himself came forward to fight. Seeing his Guru standing, Arjuna became humble and respectfully greeted the Guru and sent a letter of reverence through an arrow of Gurudev. When Guru Drona learned that Arjuna and the Pandavas were still alive, he was very pleased and shared this news with everyone. Once King Guru Drona and Bhishma Pitama facilitated a reconciliation between the Kauravas and the Pandavas. In this way, the reconciliation between Kauravas and Pandavas took place, and they started living in Hastinapura, sharing the kingdom equally.
Sir, you mentioned that the Pandavas gambled, but that doesn't seem to be mentioned in this story.
Yes, listen. One day, Duryodhana and Yudhishthira were playing the game of dice with a
Wager.
In that game of dice, they even asked their kingdom for 12 years. Duryodhana deceitfully won the bet, and as a result, Yudhishthira and the other Pandavas had to leave the kingdom and go into exile for 12 years. That's why it is said engaging in activities with a stake or gambling is the root of all evils. A person who desires the welfare of their Atma should always stay away from it. Look, even the mighty Yudhishthira, who was to attain moksha in that life, had to face many adversities as a result of engaging in gambling.
So, where did they stay for those 12 years?
They did not stay at one place, they kept moving around in disguise.
We have heard that Bhima was very powerful. He defeated the mighty Kichak.
Yes, that incident also took place during their 12-year exile. When they reached the kingdom of Virata while wandering, they started working in various positions in disguise. Yudhishthira became a scholar, Bhima became a cook, Arjuna became a dancer, and Nakula and Sahadev became caretakers of the horses. Draupadi also lived disguised as a maid. The name of King Virat's queen was Sudarshana, and her brother was Kichaka. He considered Draupadi to be an ordinary maid, therefore he began to show his evil intentions towards Draupadi by displaying various temptations. Draupadi shared this with her elder brother-in-law, Bhima. Bhima told her to make a fake affectionate appointment with him and decide on a specific place and time to meet. After that, I will handle everything. Sinful Kichaka deserves to be punished for his actions, he said.
And what happened next?
What next? Draupadi, through fake affection, decided the night time and the secluded place with him. Then Bhima reached the designated place at the specified time, wearing Draupadi's clothes. When the lustful Kichaka arrived there and saw Draupadi, he was very pleased and started expressing his love for her. However, the sinful man trembled with fear when his affectionate gestures were reciprocated with Bhima's powerful fists. He made great efforts to resist according to his strength, but Bhima, seeing his pitiable condition, warned him not to engage in such actions in the future and let him go. He received the punishment he deserved.
What happened to Pandavas? Sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What happened to Pandavas after that?
After that, they went to their maternal uncle's place in Dwaraka. Vasudeva, the father of King Krishna, and Samudravijaya, the father of Bhagavan Neminatha, were the maternal uncles of Pandavas. They showed great respect and hospitality to their nephews, along with their sister. Suresh, sir.
Sir, a great and fierce battle also took place between the Kauravas and Pandavas, right?
Yes, it did. But the battle was not just between Kauravas and the Pandavas. The entire Indian subcontinent got entangled in that war because in that battle, Narayana Krishna was with Pandavas and Pratinarayana Jarasandha was with Kauravas. Therefore, the battle took the form of great conflict between Narayana and Pratinarayana. When Narayana Krishna emerged victorious in that battle and became the Ardha Chakravarti ruler of the three Kanda, the Pandavas naturally attained the prestigious positions of Mahamandaleshwara of Hastinapur. Yudhishthira was a righteous king with a serious and compassionate nature, so he was known as Dharmaraja Yudhishthira. Bhima possessed unparalleled physical strength and was exceptional in mace fighting. While Arjuna was renowned throughout the world for his archery skills, they enjoyed a peaceful reign for a long time.
And then?
What happened next? After a long time, the terrible event of the destruction of Dwarka deeply saddened Yudhishthira's heart and detached him from worldly affairs. One day, free from all desires, the Pandavas, along with their entire family, went to offer their respects to Bhagavan Neminatha in his Samosharan. There, upon hearing the Divyadvani, divine Om sound, divine speech of Aranta, their Vairagya, detachment from worldly life, grew stronger. In Divyadvani, it was being conveyed that true happiness is not found in material pleasures. True happiness resides within the Atma. The welfare of Atma lies in the understanding oneself and detachment from all parapadartha, external matter, and being absorbed in Jnana Swabhavi Atma, pure knowledge, bound nature of soul. Worldly gains and losses are merely a play of punya and papa, meritorious deed and non-meritorious deed, and they do not serve the welfare of Atma. It is futile if Atma considers happiness in the times of punyodaya and grief in times of papodaya. The meaningfulness of human existence lies in being detached from the entire world and concentrating on Atma. Upon hearing Divyadvani, all the five Pandavas immediately took the Digambari Diksha, which destroys the cycle of birth and death. Their mother Kunti, as well as Draupadi, Subhadra, and many other queens accepted the Arika vows under Arika Rajmati, Rajula.
And then?
What happened next? The five Pandava Munis became engrossed in self-discipline and started performing severe austerities. One day, they were deeply absorbed in dhyana on Mount Shatrunjaya. At that time, Yavarodhana, the descender of Duryodhana, came there, and seeing the Pandavas in a state of dhyana, his anger flared up. He started thinking that these were the wicked Pandavas who caused the downfall of our ancestors, the Kauravas. They were currently helpless, unarmed, and it is necessary to seek revenge from them at this time and make them realize the consequences of their action. With this thought in mind, that wicked person made ornaments out of iron and set them on fire. He put these red hot ornaments on the five Pandavas who were in deep meditation and said, "Wicked ones, enjoy the consequences of your actions."
Really? What did you say? Did that wicked person burn the Pandavas?
Who had the potential to burn Pandava?
Prabhaji, you're mute, Prabhaji.
Part is a lot to read if you want to continue with the
Yeah,
Adhyapak part.
Teacher,
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, who want me to read the teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
who had that potential?
Who had the potential to burn Pandava? Mahamuni Raj. Yavodan was actually engulfed in fire of his own hatred. The Pandavas' bodies were surely being burned by the hot iron ornaments he had made, but they themselves were absorbed in the Jnanadaswabhavi Atma, true nature of soul.
Jnanananda Swabhavi.
Okay? Yeah, Jnanananda Swabhavi Atma, true nature of soul, that is knowledge and happiness, and were immersed in the unprecedented calmness of Atma Linta, engrossed in the soul. They remained infinitely calm and were destroyed by destroying all Subha Shubha Bhav, Shubh Ashubh Bhav, auspicious and inauspicious disposition, to ashes to the flame of Dhyana, meditation.
So what happened next? Did they burn?
Yes, their mortal bodies were burned, but Yudhishthira, Bhim, Arjun progressed through their Shapaksheni, ladder of annihilation, and destroyed the Astra Karma, 8 karmas. They attained Keval Gnan, omniscience, and achieved Siddhapat, liberated soul, from the Satrunja mountain. Nakula and Sadev captured Devya and reached Swartha Siddhi. Sarvartha Siddhi. They too will achieve moksha by obtaining Manushya Bhav, human birth.
So can I just clarify? So they're saying that Yudhishthira, Bhima, and Arjun, they went to Siddhashil, but Nakul and Sahadev, they got Devayu, so they went to Swarg and they got the lifespan of a god, and now they will be reborn as human, and then uske baad mein they'll get moksha.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. So just
Oh.
that little bit of the rag to be concerned about their big brothers. I mean, a normal Vyavahar, you would say, oh, what's wrong with that? They were just concerned about their brothers. That little bhav was enough to send them that big jail for such a long time.
Oh, I see. The Satrunjaya is called Siddha Kshetra because 3 of the Pandavas attained moksha from there. Where is Satrunjaya?
Yes, it is located near Bhavnagar in the Saurashtra region of Gujarat. It is also known as Palitana.
It's near Songad. I've been to Songad. It is near Bhavnagar.
Yes, Satrunja Hills is 18 kilometers from Songad. We should definitely offer our reverence there and learn lessons from the life of the Pandavas.
Yes, now I understand that without Atma Sadhana, worldly victories and defeats hold no significance. The true victory of Atma lies in conquering Moha, Raga, Dvesha. And even the mighty Pandavas faced numerous hardships due to the addiction and gambling. Therefore, we should not engage in any activity with conditions attached.
Teacher, excellent. Today you have learned a true meaningful lesson. Promise that from today onwards, you will not engage in any activity with conditions attached.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We promise that
Promise that
from
from
today
today.
I like
onwards,
that.
we will not engage in any activity with condition attached.
Gambling with the stock market, okay? No conditions. Whatever happens, accept it.
And we will also inspire our companions not to do so, not to work with
It's a long story, but there is a lot of lessons. Okay, so gambling was one of them. So if anyone has studied, read, or seen that Mahabharata or whatever, it's slightly different than the Hindu Pandav story. In the Hindu Pandav story, the story goes like, even though Arjun won whatever it was to get the Rajul as his wife, not Rajul, sorry, Draupadi. There, the mother said, without looking, when the Pandavas came and said, "Oh, we brought something," and she said, "Okay, distribute amongst you 5." That's how she became wife of all 5 of them. Here, they're saying no, she was actually wife of only Arjun, and this was like a rumor because the flowers spread. Okay. even though it's irrelevant what happened, to the lessons in this story. And then those episodes of the Dwarika burning was, so it came in Dividwani. So this Krishna and Neminath Bhagwan were contemporaries. They were cousins. So Neminath Bhagwan's Dividwani came that Dwarika is going to burn. So when people find out that this is what has come in Tirthankar's Dhwani, and then it also said it's going to be by the Nimit of Dipayan Muni. So this Dipayan Muni said, no, I cannot be Nimit in burning the Dwarika. I don't want to do that. So he goes away for 12 years. But then he thinks 12 years are finished. So he comes back. But that happened to be the year with one extra month. Every 5 years, 4 years, whatever, there's an extra month in the Hindu calendar. And then what happened was that somebody poured alcohol in the river. And the Dipayan Muni happened to drink that river water. And he got intoxicated. And then somebody was playing mischief and he got angry. And whatever he did, he became Nimit to burn the Dwari. So basically what they're saying is that whatever is destined to happen does happen, no matter how much you try to prevent it. And then what else? Of course, they talked about so now the other thing that you can learn out of this is that even some of these kings and their lives are no piece of cake. So many challenges come, right? And even though when they had the Rag Bhav, they fought for their life, they fought for Rajya, they fought for money, land, whatever. And eventually, what did they do to reach moksha?
The Vairagya, dispassion.
They took Diksha, they become Bhavalingi sadhus, and they meditated.
Meditation, yeah.
Exactly. So they realized eventually, after all these so many episodes of fights and hiding and all that, eventually they realized that there's no happiness in this land and money and all this. So they got Vairagya and decided on Diksha. And within Diksha also, it's the Purusharth, right? Those three had so much Purusharth that they attained moksha, and then the other two couldn't stay for that long and had that one little bhav. And that was enough to get them out of that meditation and go to Swarg. So those are the few lessons. I don't know if you have any questions. If you do, we can take it in the next class. We're out of time. So if you think you want to read it again, or I mean, it's a pretty simple story, but it's a long one.
Auntie, we're on the last chapter now. So do we have the Tattva Gyan Patmala 2, the English one available?
Yes, we have Tattva Gyan. Oh my God, I have to check with them. Yes, you're right. I think it's in progress. So let me double check.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
But there is a next chapter, correct? Chapter 9.
Yeah, there's still one chapter, yeah.
Oh yeah, we still have one more chapter, but still next class
Correct,
we might.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll find out on that.
Okay.
So now, meanwhile, Amitji is going to post a deadline for these two books for summaries. So you guys got a lot of work on hand now. You had enough fun during Paryushan and Destruction. Got
It's
breaks.
fun. These are Mahaparvs, Auntie. There's no fun in them.
Hey,
That was part of our lesson.
Positively. Those are the relaxation weeks, okay? This morning, one of my students, she's from Florida in the morning batch. She said that her parents used to be very happy during Paryushan times and kind of celebrate it, even though the celebrations are with tap and upvas and all those things. But she said she never felt like that. She felt like, oh my God, so much bandhan and they don't eat this and don't eat that. And so this time she went from Gainesville to Orlando to celebrate Paryushan because there was some Pandit coming at the temple. And she said this is the first time in her life when she enjoyed the Paryushan the way they should have been enjoyed, because she understood now why, what of it. So she said it really meaningfully made me happy and like understand what Paryushan is all about. So, hopefully you guys got the same feel or will get in the future. That feel. So it is supposed to be a break from all the fire of akulta and stress and the boj of the worldly life. So in that sense, it's a happy festival. So you're supposed to feel stress-free, nirbhar, if you contemplate on these principles during those times. Okay. सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्मस्वरूप सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्मस्वरूप सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्मस्वरूप निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है वंदना शत बार है। जय जिनेन्द्र सभी को।
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinan.
Thank you, everybody.